My name is Maciej Grzesiński, and one conducted lessons with grade 7 students on recycling and upcycling at the Primary School of the Education Youth Association in Pleshu. The aim of the lesson was to show students that unwanted objects do not always have to become waste. During the class, students learned about the importance of recycling and upcycling and discovered how to give objects a second life in a practical and creative way. The main goal was to develop ecological awareness, creativity, and responsibility for the environment. At the beginning of the lesson, students were introduced to the topic through discussion and brainstorming. They reflected on what happens to things after they are thrown away and whether every unwanted object really has to become rubbish. Together, they identified examples of items that can still be used, such as jars, cardboard boxes, cans, old clothes, and wooden crates. In the next part of the lesson, students learned the difference between recycling and upcycling. They found out that recycling means processing waste into new materials and products, while upcycling means creatively reusing objects without industrial processing. They analyzed specific examples, such as paper turned into new paper, glass reused again, and also bags made from old t-shirts, cardboard organizers, or containers made from cans. An important element of the lesson was group work. Students worked together on ideas for giving different objects a second life and discussed which materials could be reused at home and at school. During teamwork, they developed cooperation skills, exchanged ideas, and practiced practical problem solving. The next stage was a problem-solving task connected with organizing an ecological week under the slogan, "A Second Life for Things." Students proposed their own initiatives, such as workshops on making decorations from waste materials, a competition for the best recycled object, an exhibition of works made from unwanted items, or a collection of waste paper and electronic waste. Thanks to this activity, they could apply their knowledge in practice and see that ecological actions can be both creative and useful. The lesson brought very good results. Students increased their ecological awareness, learned to clearly distinguish recycling from upcycling, and were able to give practical examples of both solutions. The lesson developed not only knowledge, but also creativity, initiative, teamwork, and a responsible attitude toward waste and resources. The use of active teaching methods, visual materials, everyday examples, and problem-solving tasks made students more engaged than during traditional lessons based only on explanation. Instead of just listening, they analyzed, designed, discussed, and presented their own ideas. This helped them understand the topic better and relate it to their own experiences. The lesson showed that ecological education can be interesting, practical, and inspiring. Recycling and upcycling teach that responsibility for the environment begins with everyday decisions, and that even simple actions can lead to valuable change.